Whoa! Whoa!
Such enthusiasm! Ladies and gentlemen, I'm BurningDogFace, and this is my 1000th video. 1000th. That's a very odd thing to say. In any case, I've reached a big new step, a new milestone. I wanted to celebrate it by making something a bit out of the ordinary. Instead of the usual Dead Island video, I'm going to screw around in Saints Row the Third for a while and answer a bunch of questions you fine people have submitted to me. Now, for the purposes of this video, I've disabled all of the music in this game. We all remember what happened when I didn't do that for, Mafia 2. So I'll be making up for it with random chaos and hopefully wanton destruction.
I love a good fight.
Oh, he's dead. Now let's see. The question I got asked most often was, what made you start LPing in the first place? And I believe the exact thing that inspired it was well, I was already familiar with the work of people like the Yogscast, who basically made this their job. They probably have more views on one of their Minecraft-based videos than I do on all of my videos combined. So, I was aware of them, but, that was the professional level. It didn't really occur to me to start going after it until I saw a guy named Hamster. Particularly his LP of a game I'd never heard of, and you probably haven't either, called I'm Not Alone. It's,
That's what happens when you fight a saint.
That's better. Let's just face it, it's a crappy Resident Evil 4 ripoff. Third-person shooter, zombies. And it's absolutely phenomenally terrible. But, I'm watching these videos, and I'm thinking to myself, one, that they're really, really funny. And two, this guy isn't getting paid for this. He's just some dude who's, recording a game no one's ever heard of, and entertaining people. So I figure, what the hell? Why not? I think that was the series that finally pushed me over the line into really doing this. I started with American McGee's Alice for reasons that I got into, during those videos, but I kind of understand if you wouldn't remember. Stupid draw distance. Even the missiles go all the way. The cars don't. The first videos I did were of American McGee's Alice, because it was a game I'd had forever since it actually first came out, but I'd never managed to beat it. And, because it had been a while at that point since the game came out, I think I did that one in 2009. I think that was when I started. And since it had been a while since the game came out, I figured maybe people wouldn't be that familiar with it. I'm going out to sea. But, since then, it's basically been... You know, to answer another question, what are your criteria for LPing a game? Well, it has to interest me personally. You know, it has to be a game I would actually play. And I have to think it would make for a good video. I'll get more into that later. Let's see here. What questions do I have? How do you type with boxing gloves on? Well, I don't, actually, but let me tell you, it sure makes using this controller a bitch. Oh, this thing never runs out of ammo. Is that a gas station? I think it is.
I'm getting for another ball.
Now no one can drive! Hey, here's a good one. Are there any genres of games you prefer to LP or not to LP? I find shooters work really well. You know, you just get in, you kill a bunch of dudes, and you get out, you know. Even when there are puzzle segments in shooters, they're usually not that complicated. But, well, I shouldn't say that universally. I mean, you know, there's Half-Life 2, for example. You know, and I don't mean uncomplicated as in mindless. I mean, Wolfenstein 3D didn't really have a whole lot of puzzle solving going for it, but it was still a very well-made game, and I quite enjoyed it. Is that Wolfenstein 3D? I guess the one I did was just Wolfenstein. Alright, that's enough of that. You're free now! Free to make your own way. As for genres I don't prefer to LP, well, it's like I mentioned, things that wouldn't make for good video. Oh good, here comes the man. I do like how this game lowers the volume on everything else while the radio is playing. It makes it odd when the radio is off. I mean, when the audio for that is off. Oh god. Strategy games, for example. I'm a big fan of games like StarCraft 2 and Supreme Commander and all that, but they've got a whole lot going on at once. And either the screen would be cluttered and confusing, or you know, take a look at something like Civilization, where it's all turn-based, and visually it would probably be boring as hell. Oh god. That was your fault. Clearly. Let's make it my fault. Aw, I didn't get into the other lane.
Poor bugger never had a shot.
But really, I go on a game-by-game basis. So it's kind of hard to tell, really. as for genres I would prefer not to, I mentioned this during the Dead Space LP, but that was the first horror game I had ever played.
You'll forget about all this.
I was going the wrong way. Man. The thing is, I don't like being scared, so I don't play horror games for myself. But the thing about those games in particular, you know, Dead Space and Alan Wake, was that even though they were horror games, I thought the concepts and the mechanics looked really cool. I don't want to do that. So, since my problem was with your horror games is usually getting too freaked out and quitting, I thought maybe I could encourage myself to keep playing by recording myself as I went. That way I couldn't just wuss out, or strangers on the internet would think less of me. Oh, let's see here. A bunch of questions that weren't related to LPing, actually. Do you prefer Marvel or DC comics? And it's kind of a coin toss, really. I generally prefer DC superheroes, but Marvel supervillains. Like, Batman is without a doubt my favorite superhero of all time, but at the same time, my favorite villain has got to be Venom. It's just a shame they didn't handle him the same way, with the same eloquence they did for the Sandman in Spider-Man 3. Tag, you're it. Alright, this car sucks. No, come back! Fine. Steal this candy van. Have there ever been any LPs that... How do I word this? Have there ever been any games you've tried to LP but couldn't? And the answer to this is actually yes. I'm not sure how you thought of that. A few times I have recorded the first few episodes of a series and then discovered that it just wouldn't work for whatever reason. You know, these include, I wrote some of them down here. 007 Nightfire was one of them. I was going for a, you know, classic thing, because I hadn't done many games. I hadn't done many old games aside from American McGee's Alice and Shogo.
I always come out on top.
I don't even know what just happened. Nightfire was, I believe, the first James Bond game not directly based on a movie. I got it for Christmas from cousin, I believe, a while ago, but never really got into it. I figured, again, maybe I could film it, it would be interesting. And everything is going swimmingly, except I discovered, much to my distaste, that probably because I was running the game on an operating system that came out after it did, there was a rather significant graphical error that turned everything into gibberish as soon as I loaded the game. And it would run fine at first, but as soon as you load the game from within the game, everything goes to hell. Now this is kind of a problem, because that would mean that in order to successfully LP the game, I'd have to make it through the entire campaign without dying and loading. You know, either that, or I would have to stop recording and quit the game to, reset things every time I died, and that's just a giant hassle, so I stopped that. Some of them are more straightforward. I tried out Trine at the same time I was working on finding a second game. Ultimately went with the Saboteur. And Trion's a fantastic game. There were no glitches with it. But I found that I just could not get a stable frame rate no matter what I did while I was recording. You know, it's a pretty graphically intense game for a 2D side-scroller.
Who else wants some?
So, yeah, that didn't really work out, which is a shame, because Trion is a great game. Oh, that was an interesting one. Clive Barker's Undying. That came out at the same time, I think, as, oh jeez. As American McGee's Alice did. You know, there's even a trailer for, Undying on the Alice CD. It's okay, we're here to help. That game ran surprisingly well, just like Alice did. But, the problem I had with it was that, whenever you do most things in that game, you unlock a journal entry. You know, I got a new gun, I found something new in the plot, I heard something interesting, you know, met a new enemy, whatever. You unlock a lot of journal entries in that game, and they're not narrated, so there's a lot of reading involved. A lot more reading than I was expecting, actually. And because this was really early on, before I had the 15-minute time limit lifted, I found myself, you know, kind of stuck on how to fix that, because if I just read every entry out loud myself, that would take up that could take up most of an episode. You know, at least early on. But oh dear. There we go. Now we're a convoy. I thought about doing it where I would, you know, show the journal entry and then suggest people pause the video and read it themselves before immediately continuing on. But that's just inconvenient. You know, you don't really want to do that to your audience. Now, since then, of course, I've had the time limit completely removed. So I've been thinking lately I might actually go back to Undying. You know, I've heard people complaining that the Dead Island games, the Dead Space games aren't scary enough. Whereas I remember hearing back in the day that Undying really was scary as shit. Oh crap. What part of Y button didn't you understand? Oh, let me see. Do you hope that you'll one day get the recognition you deserve? Thank you, by the way. Or are you just in it for fun? Well, both, I guess. I mean, I'm not going to demand that, you know, people like my videos or tell all their friends about me. Or, what have you. No, I'm just going to keep putting them out. But, at the same time, I think it would be totally rad to you know, get the kind of fan base that, LPers can gather. I mean, I still hold it as one of the, highlights of my, adult life, as weird as that may sound, to, oh dear. Let me just clean this up. There we go. Nothing worse than protesters infesting your building. Especially when they're protesting you. Yeah, one of the highlights of my adult life was discovering that entirely on their own accord, someone had gone and made a TV tropes page about me. I still check it every once in a while, though I maintain that I do not edit it. Oh, I went too far. What the fuck? What are they doing up there? Now we're talking.
Saints can't lose.
Dance! Dance! Let me see here. Actually, I'd say the question I get asked most often is, could you LP X, where X is any video game? Oh god. Flying like I'm drunk over here. It's just not the same as the VTOL. Nice. Oh, hey. Thanks for dropping me off at my car. Oh no, it was that way. And the,
Never fight your betters.
well, the simple answer to those ones is maybe? I mean, I think the one I've been asked more often than the others, by which I mean more than once, was, you know, the Call of Duty series. There was a guy who specifically wanted to see Black Ops. But, I generally don't go out of my way looking for, you know, to obtain more games to LP. I mean, you know, the exception to that, of course, is during Steam seasonal sales. Oh my god, what a ridiculous game. Speaking of which...
Oh, they just didn't have it.
Let me see. I mean, I take your requests into account. I mean, if a whole bunch of people wanted to see a game, I would definitely put a lot of heavy thought into it. Why are there red dots over here? Because there's a secret road here. Hey guys. The floppy dick of justice. Oh, I've really pissed them off now. This is normally where I listen to the classical channel and flee. Oh, that's not what I meant to pull out, but okay.
You'll forget about all this.
Wasn't even a parked car. Get out. Someone sent me a list of the questions they ask everybody on Inside the Actor's Studio, regardless of who they are. You know, I don't know what my favorite or least favorite words are. I can tell you that, oh my god, the wrong place to go. Good thing these guys can't aim for shit. I've cleared 11% of it by accident. Let's take a look at this. We'll go here. Oh god. Thanks. You know what my favorite noise is, and make fun of me if you will, but it's sound of a cat purring. Absolutely nothing melts away the stress like that. Let me see here. I'm going to kill you. Well, it's a statement, not a question, and I passed it already. But, thanks for writing in, Mom. Always nice to hear from you.
Oh, they just didn't have it.
Well, here's an interesting one. I've noticed that you tend to keep your language, oh for fuck's sake, pretty PG in most of your LPs. This is what we call Thursdays. To the point where I get surprised whenever you do swear. Was this a choice when you started? Oh, come on. Just a little bit of lag with the controls while I'm recording. I'm quite used to that. And just like that, all is forgiven. Was this a choice when you started, or does it reflect how you talk when you're not recording? Actually, it was basically a choice, because, I swear kind of a lot.
Oh, well, you should have moved faster.
So, I figured I would try to make it a bit less crass in, my videos. You know, the recurring theme of yelling, "eat several dicks" aside, of course. Let me see here. Well, favorites of the games I've done. There are a few of those. I think I would have to say that, in terms of gameplay, the game I enjoyed simply playing the most would have been the Saboteur. It was a pretty fast and loose action game. You know, most encounters are survivable as long as you didn't play like a jackass. And, you know, even though the driving was kind of crap, I choose to think that that was a deliberate choice on the part of the developers. I ran into that? Because, we're working with cars in the 40s here.
Get your ass off my
Let's take this
bike.
Vespa scooter.
They couldn't just get lost.
Storyline, I would have to say, Alan Wake. I'd never seen a game whose story was as well done as that one. This is the worst city in America. Although special mention has to go to the Alice's, because who the hell? Oh, it's them. You know, again, I had had Alice forever, but that was the first time I ever managed to actually beat it. And of course, Alice Madness Returns was the completely unexpected sequel to a game that came out more than a decade previous. Yeah, that'll do. Man, this thing steers like a boat. But there's also something to be said, of course, for Transformers War for Cybertron. I mean, it was really a kind of generic third-person shooter, but just the fact that I was playing as the characters I'd idolized as a child made the entire thing kind of special for me. Nobody asked anything like this, but I think I'll also comment on the fact that, ooh.
Does it do 160?
The game that I've gotten the most feedback on was definitely Darksiders 1. Specifically the part where War goes into the Destroyer's tower. You know, the one with the angel who says, redirect the beams about 8 billion times. Because, apparently a whole shitload of people got just as stuck there as I did, and, used my videos as a walkthrough on how to solve those puzzles. So, I'm pretty stoked about that, you know. I'm glad I could help people. I get a lot of comments in those few videos of people saying, "Oh my god, that's how you do it, thank you so much," and things to that effect.
God, I hate her. I can't believe I have to...
All my fights end like this.
The police are always in our shit and we can't get nothing done. Maybe you can thin them out a bit.
No, that was an accident. Instead of doing that, let's go on a joyride, on one last joyride.
Hey, fuck you!
Like just going around to this thing and popping tires. Missed. It's funny, this engine should not be sounding like that. Oh god! No! It's gonna blow up, isn't it? Oh, my beautiful car. You're an idiot. Oh. As for, let's see, do you think you'll ever stop LPing? Well, I mean, it kind of has to happen eventually. One way or the other. But I would probably choose to stop LPing if, I don't know, I got a really time-consuming job, or if, hell, I don't know, if, I just couldn't afford a computer good enough to play any good games anymore. Who knows, maybe I'd just specialize in old games after that. In, there's also a question here about, you know, games you want to LP in the future. Well, frankly, there's kind of a lot of them, but I don't really want to get into most of them because I might actually LP some of them. And, you know, I generally prefer such things to be a surprise. What an idiot, said the man who just destroyed all that garbage.
Aren't you the little slut?
He doesn't care. I will let you know, because of the timing, however, that I am absolutely planning to do a Let's Play of Darksiders 2, which comes out on August 14th. However, due to my usual rule of, you know, not being a dick to developers, and,
Don't have to worry about me in Steelport.
recording a game right after it comes out, I probably won't be recording that one until late September, early December, something like that. Say December? Well, whatever. Somewhere in the fall range. I mean, it's not like I don't have plenty of games in line. So I hope this has been entertaining for you. And, I don't know, maybe you learned something from all these very silly questions. But, either way, I'm BurningDogFace, and I would like to thank each and every one of you fine people who subscribe to me, who watch my videos, the whole 9 yards. I probably would have stopped a long time ago if I didn't get the encouragement of knowing I was actually bringing entertainment to people. And so the fact that I've made it to 1,000 videos is really something. You know, I'm doing this for you guys, and I hope I can continue to entertain you in the months and years to come. Who knows, maybe before too long I'll be doing a 2,000 video special. I promise it won't be a Nobi Boy video.
I'm gonna start a Stripper of the Month club.
I don't think I've heard that line before. But yes, props to you guys.
Good to see you, mate.
I'll be continuing with my coverage of Dead Island tomorrow. So, I'll see you guys then, and you have yourselves a great day. Later!